Sometimes in life, people make a left turn. Sometimes life makes a left turn in other people's lives. I made a left turn, wound up here in the Tenderloin some 35 years ago. I was a completely different person. I did all the things that people do in the Tenderloin. It's almost like you go to Vegas, you do Vegas. Well, I went to the Tenderloin and I did the Tenderloin A to Z. Lost everything I owned in 30 days. Car, house, clothes, wife, kids, everything gone in 30 days. Something I don't want to do again. I actually lived these streets for 18 years out of my life. You know, I still have my habits. I'm always looking for that ideal place to lay, that ideal place to come back tonight and lay down. Because that 18 years put a dent in my life. You know, the word homelessness is used quite frequently in this neighborhood, but man, it's a lot more complicated than that. These are people who have other titles, other descriptions, other than that word that we just blast out on people. And it kind of stains them for life. It's like throwing a bucket of paint on someone and then trying to get all that paint out. You'll never get all the paint out. These people have lived a very complicated life. They come from complicated situations. And this is a neighborhood for people like that. This neighborhood is divided among people that help and people that are helped. And there are some people that are in both classifications. So where do you want to be in life? What part of this community do you want to be in? It's about helping folks, not having compassion for folks, because that's pity, but passion. It's about helping folks. Someone helped me. And that's the best thing I've got out of this neighborhood. Someone has helped me. You know, people ask me all the time about the moment that my life changed here in the Tenderloin. And there's no such thing as a moment when something as big as that is. It was a time period that all things just started clicking. I started making better decisions. You know, and what I got out of that moment, as we may call it, was I got my health back, I got my sanity back, I got my sobriety back, but I also got the strength to keep making these changes and the strength to give back to this community some of the resources that I took out of this community. I could never pay back all the resources. I mean, it was so many things done for me when I was down here in the Tenderloin before. And so I strive every day to use that strength that I got to pay back, pay forward, pay around, one at a time, one person at a time. So many people's lives were ruined by me. So many people's lives were shortened by me that now I have the chance to give some of those opportunities back to other folks here in this Tenderloin. And part of this healing process is having the strength to welcome the new people into our community. The new residents are bringing so much with them. They're bringing knowledge, they're bringing finances, they're becoming a part of this community because they know they have an investment, hopefully long-term investments. You know, we have suffered so long down here without resources that now we can not be called Skid Row anymore. We can be called a normal community with the integration of both of these populations. And it works out well. We can march to City Hall together. We can do community meetings at night together. We can do parties and events together. So it's become now a joint community, and that's what we've been looking forward to for a long time. One thing that the Tenderloin has a lot of in abundance is potential. And we need to use that potential to make our people in a better situation. What we do in the Tenderloin, for example, the tech companies are coming down, so we're learning how to code. Now, the thing that's so important about coding doesn't give you a job, coding gives you a career. And once you have a career, man, you can go anywhere you want. You can decide what college your kids are going to go to. Not if they're going to go to college, but which college they're going to go to. Believe it or not, we're standing right in the Tenderloin, on the edge of the Tenderloin. We're only 100 feet away from there using some serious drugs right now, one of our toughest drug corners, just right down the street. You know, I come over here and I look at this beauty, this art. It makes me think that anything is possible for the Tenderloin. If they can do this in the Tenderloin, we can do a lot of things in the Tenderloin. We can invest in people in the Tenderloin. It's not impossible. We can believe that we can do it, and we can do it, because once we invest in our people, we all will have an opportunity to experience places of beauty like this. It's a wonderful opportunity. We just got to invest in our people. Hey, Lamont, what's up, man? All right, good to see you, baby. All right, man, I'll see you. People frequently ask me about wins and losses and numbers and success rates. And my number that I use is 1. I deal with one person at a time and making him or her a success. If I can make one person a success, that automatically affects 25 people. His mama, his daddy, his landlord, his butcher, his baker, his girlfriend, his animal, his kids. So it affects a lot of people. And sometimes even the government gets bogged down. How many people, it don't matter. Not to that one person who was in the tent for the last 8 years and now has his own running water and electricity in a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. It matters to him, not to those other numbers. So let's not get caught up in the numbers. Let's get caught up in actually spending time to turn one person's life around at a time, one family's life around at a time. That's what really counts at the end of the day. Right on.
You went to our last show last month.
Oh man, I missed it again. Yeah, I missed it again. It was always good seeing you, bro. We need to take it to the street. We need to stop talking, stop the meetings, and get out on the streets and get involved. We have the ability to do it. We have the resources to do it. And we need to go out there to be face to face, toenail to toenail with folks. You good? What's up, Preacher? How you doing, man? All right.
Blessed, man.
All right.
Happy New Year.
All right. Being a member of a community means a lot more than just moving in, paying your rent, going to work, and coming back home at night. It means really being involved. It means really knowing your neighbors, whether your neighbor is the person next door to you or whether your neighbor is the person in the tent down the street from you. We are all in this together. This is part of being community. That's what that word means. So it's up to you to see how much you will invest in being a good member. And it's important to be a good member, because this is your investment. This is where you live. This is your home. And there's nothing more important in life, believe me, than being home in your own environment with the people that you know and you can count on, because you never know when you might need somebody. You may need that person that's in the tent one night. You may need that neighbor next door to you. So get to know your folks. Be part of this wonderful community wherever you live, and that's so important.